Family vlog. Good morning guys, welcome back to the vlog. As you can see, we're at Barry Island Pleasure Park. We've had some horrendous wind and rain here. It just seems to be, when we get wind now, heavy wind, it seems to get worse and worse as the time goes on. It's actually quite scary, especially living on the point, you know. I don't know, it's just super scary, super windy. So let's have a look what's happened to Barry Island. I want to start off by telling you about the octopus. Now, I was told last week that the part is due in that they're waiting for, and it's going to be built up. So I'm hoping it won't be too much longer and this octopus will be up and running. And if the jets and anything to go by, that's going to be awesome, mate. Guys, the car park is still not tarmacked. As far as I know, they were booked to come in, so I don't know what's happened there. I don't know whether they'll wait now until the season calms down, or I don't know. I gotta feel sorry for the people in the fairground industry, because the weather we've had has just been absolutely horrendous. And I tell you another thing about this wind, I don't know how this big wheel puts up with it. You could see these rocking at the top there. I could see them from the house, but yeah, it's just no damage. It's amazing. Well, to be honest with you, this all stood up to the wind pretty well. There's nothing obvious. But I do know one thing that I noticed they were taken down when I come past the other day, was the log flume splash wall, the top of it. They took it down. Guys, I think it was like 50-mile-an-hour wind we had. So they've taken that down, just to lay on the side of caution, I suppose, innit? What else we got? Let's have a look. But yeah, it's pretty good. No signs, you know, none of the frontals have come off. Yeah, it's all stood up to this wind, and honestly guys, it was shaking my house, so I don't know how any of this is still intact. Hey. But I hadn't mentioned, the log flume hasn't been open since the fair opened, and I forgot to mention it to you. It's basically, they're doing maintenance on it. I can only think they're waiting for parts for it still not to be open. The wind has died down a little bit today. It's still quite breezy here, you can probably hear it, but it's a lot quieter than it has been. But I'm very impressed how it stood up to the wind. Very impressed. Let's have a wander through here. Now, my lovely wife was with her friend Paula for her celebrating her birthday, and Paula's very friendly with Henry, and Henry was there while they had a drink, and Henry said that he's got an update for us. So I don't know what that'll be, but he's not here, which is a shame. This is why I've rushed down here, but he's not here at the moment. But all this, look, you know, stood up to the wind, no problem at all. Disco fever haven't been running either. I seen them testing it the other day. I think I showed you that in the video. So with a bit of luck, it won't be long and that's going to be up and running too. No damage, guys, no damage. But look, the hook duck, they strip this down now every time it's due high winds. First sign of high winds, they just strip it, which is good. Safety first. Going back to what I was saying about the people in the fairground industry, you know, not only have they had all this COVID to deal with, you know, now the weather is absolutely rubbish. I don't know, sometimes you just feel like, what the heck? But yeah, it's all the same here, guys. But I can't wait until we got a good update. There's something new coming, because there's at least another 2 rides, and one of these in particular, guys, honestly, well, let's just go into the more detail when it's 100% confirmed. But it's fab to see indoor attractions open, and I suppose they've been doing pretty well considering the weather we've had. You know, people who've booked a day out here and they turn up on a coach, they've got to do something, haven't they? So arcades is always a great alternative. But look at the sun up there. Very deceiving, guys, I tell you. It's forecast rain all morning, and this is why I've just rushed out. I wanted to just give you a quick show you around, you know, what's here, what's going on, and how the wind has affected things. I was expecting more wind damage, to be honest, because it's been horrendous. Like I said, I gotta feel bad for Charles and Sasha Harris, whose rides these are, because we haven't had much in the, you know, in the line of good weather since they've got you. And well, I just hope we don't put them off. The weather will return, I'm sure. It is forecast to return, you know. I mean, look now, it looks like a absolutely glorious day, don't it? There you are. It's nice to have that back on, because during the lockdown that was turned right down. Obviously they weren't welcoming people to Barry Island, so that was why it was turned down, but I don't know why it wasn't turned off. I don't know why I even mentioned that. But it's looking lush, isn't it? I always say that, I know that. I do love that the council have, this year, they've paid that little bit more attention to the gardens, and all these shrubs here are all new. And this is new, look, it's lovely. Really looks apart, doesn't it? Very fitting for the beach. And also we got one in the centre there, I think that's been there a while. Another boat chair. Yeah, and more shrubs. Great to see the cafes open again. Yeah, I know lots of people have missed that. You know, when you come here for a coffee and a walk and you end up in the rain. But like I say, if you've made a day out, planned a day out, and especially if you've arranged, you know, accommodation and travel, you know, and you're stuck, you're coming, aren't you? No matter what the weather. The summer's coming. Look at the beach looking all freshly raked. Gorgeous. Absolutely perfect, isn't it? Now guys, I want to tell you something about these signs, right? People are kicking right off. Lots of the local residents are absolutely fuming about these signs, because, you know, this is a route that we would take if we were going for a bike ride with our kids, because it's safe. You know, you haven't got to go on the roads. You can literally ride from where we live over to the Nap without even crossing a road. And people are saying that this is a route they take on their bikes, and their children take on their bikes. But another thing as well is I see that the council has said that they have fitted these signs on existing posts. The post at the other end, at the top end where I live, that wasn't there, guys. And that's where in Blind it was. But like I said to you in a previous video, I pass that plot of land there at the top of Jackson's Bay almost every day, almost every single day, and there's no way that post was there. And the council are insisting they didn't put it there. It was an existing post. But somebody else also raised a good point. Partly this route has been targeted because of a minority of people, because everybody who's messaged me have said that they've never had anybody give them a dirty look, whether they're riding a bike or a scooter or whatever. It doesn't seem to bother people. But obviously there's a few people that just, I don't know, they got nothing better to do, I don't know. But it's just not fair. Another person said it should be ride with caution, you know, not don't ride. But that's how a council all over. They don't look for solutions. They just want to ban everybody. They just ban you. You know, the slightest problem, you're not allowed to do that, which is just stupid. Let's find a solution. You can't just ban everybody from doing everything that causes one or two people, you know, a bit of upset. Another person also said, why, instead of wasting money on signs and posts, why don't they widen the path? Just makes sense, doesn't it? Now, I didn't really want to turn this into a rant, but, you know, you think of like Millennium Road, where we got that cycle path, and cyclists don't use it. We've got these cycle paths, which are not really usable, because if you're taking a long ride, you don't want to be climbing off and on your bike to get on and off. It's just, the setup is just don't work. You know, you'll be riding on the cycle path. All of a sudden, the cycle path will end. You've got to get off your bike and get onto the road. And anybody who's riding, you know, as a commute or as you know, as an avid rider, they're not going to do that. Of course they're not. But the problem is then they've narrowed the road to allow for these, and people are not using it, and you can see why too. Anyway, that's my rant over. But you can see there by the sand all over the prom. Oh, we've had some vicious waves and wind. I was going to come down here. It's quite windy now. You can probably hear that, because I haven't got my mic in today. But yeah, look at that, beautiful, isn't it? Look at the first footsteps there. How could they do that? So perfect, and you go and walk right through it. Yeah, it's amazing. It's now raining again. I'm actually sheltering from the rain now under the bandstand. Another thing I wanted to tell you was it's actually 7 years to this actual day that we started vlogging.
Good morning, welcome to the Dudgies vlog of the day.
7 years. Wow, we've shared some crazy times together, haven't we? It's mad to think that it's been 7 years. You know, so Sasha was like 4.
How are you doing today?
And Kai was like 11.
All right, little Dudge in the back?
That's mad, isn't it? Now Kai's driving and Sasha's going to high school. That's crazy. I gotta go. I can't stand under here any longer. I got stuff to do. Okay, I come back in the fair for one last check. Henry's still not about, so we're gonna have to wait for that update for another day. Before I go, guys, I want to say a massive thanks to these two legends, Gemma and Mike, for purchasing more merch. Guys, you're absolutely awesome people, and I want you to know how much we really appreciate you buying merch. It's such an awesome thing for us. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. The person I want to say massive thanks to is Paul Sheeran. Now, Paul Sheeran is originally from Barry, and he moved to North Carolina in America, and he bought a load of merch, guys, and it's mad to see our merch, you know, the other side of the world. I don't know, it just blows my mind. So Paul, thank you so much. And guys, look at his number plate. That's just amazing, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic, Paul. Paul, again, to yourself, I want to say a massive thank you. Really appreciate it. And also, I hope you like the straight out of Barry Island mug that we snuck into your order as a thank you. But that's it, guys. As soon as I get hold of Henry, there'll be another fairground update. There's so much going on here at the moment, guys, in preparation for certain things. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. Thank you very much up there. For now, don't get lost or squashed, and we'll speak more soon. Bye.